What happens when confidence meets curves, when fashion refuses to obey outdated rules, and when an individual dares to stand tall in a world that constantly tries to define beauty in narrow boxes? The answer is Adriana Olivarez, a curvy fashion influencer whose journey on Instagram is more than just about clothing and poses. It is about breaking barriers, rewriting rules, and inspiring thousands of people to embrace themselves fully. In a digital world where first impressions are shaped by flawless filters and rigid ideals, Adriana emerges as a breath of fresh air, combining authenticity, glamour, and courage to present fashion that speaks to everyone, regardless of size or shape. Her story is one that captivates the imagination and, at the same time, strikes deeply at the heart of anyone who has ever questioned their worth while staring in the mirror. Adriana's journey into the world of fashion was not predetermined. Like many women who step into the spotlight today, she began with a love for dressing up, experimenting with styles, and trying to find her place in a world that often glorified thinness. As a young woman, she admired the glossy magazines and admired the models on runways, but she noticed something missing, someone like her. She wondered why fashion seemed to only celebrate one body type when, in reality, women came in diverse shapes and sizes. These early observations planted the seeds of confidence, although she would only fully embrace them much later. Her rise was not about overnight fame, but about persistence, consistency, and a relentless belief that fashion should include everyone. When Adriana first opened her Instagram account, she did not envision herself becoming an influencer. It began as a personal space where she could share moments of her life, outfits that reflected her mood, and snapshots of her daily world. Yet people started noticing something in her posts. It was not just the outfits. It was the way she carried herself. Her smile radiated authenticity, and her captions carried honesty. Soon enough, the followers who stumbled upon her page felt a connection, as if she was speaking directly to them. Her photos were beautiful, yes, but they were also relatable, reminding women that they did not need to shrink themselves to fit society's unrealistic mold. The turning point came when Adriana began to lean into her uniqueness rather than shy away from it. She started experimenting with bold fashion choices, form-fitting dresses, chic casual looks, swimsuits that celebrated her curves instead of hiding them. Her posts began to challenge unspoken rules in fashion, rules that dictated who could wear what and how clothing should look on different bodies. Adriana's answer to those rules was simple yet revolutionary. Fashion belongs to everyone. And with each photo she shared, she proved it. Her following grew steadily, not because she conformed to trends, but because she dared to be herself and encouraged others to do the same. One of the most powerful aspects of Adriana's journey is her embrace of body positivity. Social media, for all its glitz, can often be a harsh place filled with comparison traps. But Adriana shifted that narrative for her audience. Through her words and visuals, she reminded her followers that beauty has no single definition. She encouraged women to wear the clothes they loved, regardless of size, and to find confidence in their uniqueness. In doing so, she became more than a fashion influencer. She became a voice for self-acceptance. Her influence extended beyond the screen, as countless women began to share stories of how her confidence gave them courage to step out in clothes they once avoided or to feel beautiful in their own skin. Brands began to take notice. As the fashion industry slowly shifted toward inclusivity, Adriana became a perfect representative of this movement. Collaborations with fashion labels followed, giving her the chance to showcase not only her personal style, but also how brands could embrace diversity. She worked with lifestyle companies, curvy fashion lines, and even mainstream brands that wanted to highlight inclusivity. These collaborations were not just business opportunities. They were statements to the world that women of all sizes deserve representation. Her face appearing in brand campaigns and her name being highlighted in features symbolized a victory, not just for her, but for everyone who believed fashion should celebrate individuality. What sets Adriana apart from many others in her field is her authenticity. While some influencers curate content that feels distant or unattainable, Adriana has always kept her audience close. She interacts with followers through comments and direct responses, shares candid glimpses of her life, and pairs glamorous posts with honest words. Her captions often carry motivational messages, reminding her audience that confidence is the most powerful accessory anyone can wear. This blend of glamour and relatability has built a loyal community that continues to grow each day. Her followers are not just admirers, they are part of her movement. In studying her fashion philosophy, one can see that Adriana approaches clothing not as mere fabric, but as a form of self-expression. To her, a bold red dress is not simply a garment. It is a statement of fearlessness. A pair of jeans that fits her curves perfectly is not just denim. It is proof that style is about fit and confidence, not conformity. She champions the idea that every woman should have the freedom to explore her style, experiment with colors, and wear outfits that reflect her mood and personality. Through her posts, she shows that curvy fashion is not about limitations, but about endless possibilities. Her career milestones continue to inspire. Being featured in online magazines gave her a wider platform to voice her perspective. Appearing in campaigns allowed her to visually challenge beauty stereotypes. Partnering with brands that celebrated inclusivity positioned her as a leader in a growing movement. Each achievement was a building block in her journey, solidifying her reputation as someone who is not just modeling clothes, but modeling confidence. But beyond the professional achievements, what truly makes Adriana resonate with her audience is the personal touch she adds to everything she does. She is not afraid to show behind-the-scenes chaos, the imperfections of daily life, or the struggles that come with maintaining confidence. This honesty makes her relatable, and in turn, makes her influence much more powerful. For a follower scrolling through their feed and perhaps battling insecurity, stumbling upon Adriana's post can feel like meeting a friend who says, "You are enough, just as you are." Adriana's presence is also part of a larger cultural shift. The fashion world is finally waking up to the fact that beauty is not a narrow definition reserved for a select few. Diversity and inclusivity are now shaping the industry, and influencers like Adriana are leading that charge. They are not simply participants in fashion, they are redefining it. By embracing her curves and standing tall in the spotlight, Adriana is not only changing her own narrative, but also contributing to a collective story of empowerment. She proves that social media can be a place of healing, encouragement, and representation when voices like hers rise to the surface. In the end, Adriana Olivarez's biography is not just about how she became an Instagram fashion influencer. It is about resilience, self-love, and the power of authenticity. It is about a woman who took what others might consider a limitation and turned it into her strength. It is about challenging centuries of rigid fashion rules and creating space for everyone who has ever felt excluded. Adriana shows us that when you embrace who you are, you not only shine but also inspire others to do the same. If you have ever stood in front of a mirror and doubted yourself, if you have ever hesitated to wear an outfit you loved because of fear of judgment, Adriana's journey is a reminder that those doubts are lies and that you deserve to feel beautiful. Her story is one of triumph, and her influence is proof that fashion belongs to everyone. She is not just modeling clothes, she is modeling courage, authenticity, and the freedom to be yourself. And if you found inspiration in Adriana Olivarez's journey, then join this community of positivity and empowerment by liking this video, sharing it with friends who need that boost of confidence, and subscribing to this channel, Sweet Models World, where we continue to tell the powerful stories of models and influencers who are redefining beauty every single day. By being part of this channel, you are not just watching, you are participating in a global movement of acceptance, inspiration, and style that truly speaks to all of us.